All right, hello and welcome. So, if you're a paraglider pilot and you are just tired of wrestling your wing on the ground and you're ready to actually start commanding it, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to dive into the skills that really transform you from a P1 pilot into what we call a P2 kiting ninja.
I absolutely love this quote because it just perfectly captures the whole mindset shift we're talking about. It's not about fighting the wind, right? It's about partnering with it. It's about feeling that energy in the lines and just guiding it, moving with the wing in a way that feels totally effortless and fluid. That's the dance. That's our goal.
So what's really the difference here? Let's break it down. A P1 pilot, well, they're always kind of one step behind. They're reacting after the wing has already made a move. But a P2 ninja, oh, they're proactive. They feel that subtle change in pressure and they anticipate what the wing's going to do next. They're not just trying to survive a gust, they're actually handling that power with real finesse.
And why does this matter so much? Well, because these conditions right here, 8 to 15 miles per hour, that's the sweet spot. That's when paragliding is often at its absolute best. Being able to confidently and, more importantly, safely launch in that kind of wind, it just opens up so many more flying days for you. These skills, they're your ticket to having more fun way more often.
Okay, so first things first, the most fundamental skill we've got to talk about is the reverse launch. Look, in anything over about 8 miles per hour, trying to forward launch is just asking for trouble. The wing can inflate so incredibly fast, it'll pluck you right off your feet before you even know what happened. The reverse launch is totally non-negotiable for control and for safety.
Now, this might seem like a really simple question, right? But let me tell you, getting it wrong can have immediate and pretty serious consequences. When you're standing there facing your wing, risers all crossed, you've got a 50-50 shot. Knowing the right way to turn every single time is an absolutely critical safety habit.
And here it is. This is the simple rule that keeps you safe. Just look down at your crossed risers. Whichever one is lying on top, that dictates your turn direction. So if the left is on top, you turn left. Why? Because if you turn the wrong way, you create this nasty twist in your lines that can lock out your brakes right after you launch. So remember, top riser tells you which way to go. No exceptions.
Okay, so let's walk through the launch itself. First step, you're facing the wing, risers are crossed, you're ready to go. Now, step 2 is super important in stronger winds. Don't just yank the thing up. You want to build a wall. Just bring the wing up a few feet off the ground, check that all your lines are clear, no knots, make sure it's centered. Then, finally, as it comes overhead, you commit to one single, smooth, continuous turn right into your launch. No stopping, no hesitation. You just flow from facing the wing to running for takeoff in one fluid motion.
All right, so you've nailed the launch. The next level of finesse, that next step to becoming a ninja, comes from your harness. So many pilots just over-rely on their brakes, but believe me, true control comes from your core.
And this right here is the ultimate drill to develop that feel. The physics behind it are actually pretty simple. When you lean right, you're putting more tension on the right side lines, and guess what? The wing banks and turns to the right. Practicing kiting with your hands completely off the brakes, it forces you to connect with the wing through your harness and to feel its energy directly.
And listen, this is not just some party trick for the ground. Think about it. Imagine you're in the air and you get a knot in a brake line, or you need to make a radio call in bumpy air. The ability to confidently steer your glider with your body while your hands are busy is a vital, life-saving skill that you build right here on the ground.
So what happens when the wind is really blowing? This slide just perfectly contrasts your options. If you pull the brakes in high wind, you're actually adding lift, and you can turn your wing into this giant parachute that's just going to drag you down the field. But grabbing the rear risers, that kills the lift instantly. It stalls the trailing edge and just pancakes the wing flat onto the ground. It is by far the safer and more effective off switch. Now this is going to feel completely wrong at first, but trust me, this is the secret to managing power. Your gut instinct is to lean back and pull against the wing, right? But all that does is make it bite into the wind and pull even harder. The real ninja move is to take a step or two toward the wing. This creates just enough slack in the lines to instantly depower it, and it gives you that crucial moment to regain control. Okay, so we've covered launching, we've covered basic control. Now let's talk about turning that control into real precision. This is about being so connected to your wing that you can, as they say, walk your dog anywhere you want on the launch field with total confidence. So, how do you build that kind of precision? Well, here are your homework assignments. Kiting a slalom around some cones or rocks forces you to anticipate and plan your moves. Tip touches teach you that absolute fine point control at the very edge of the wind window. The Cobra step lets you move side to side,
guiding the wing with subtle shifts instead of big reactive pulls. You master these, and you'll be able to put your wing exactly where you want it, whenever you want it.
And when it comes down to it, all of these skills, they really come back to this one central idea. It's the difference between seeing your wingtip drop and then pulling the brake to fix it versus feeling the pressure soften on that side and making a correction before it even starts to drop. That right there, that's the ninja mentality. It's proactive, not reactive.
So I'll leave you with this question to take to your next ground handling session. Really think about this while you're out there practicing. Are you just reacting, struggling to hold on, or are you starting to feel the music of the air and beginning to dance? That's the goal. That's where the fun is. Thanks for tuning in.